Hi everyone, I'm Teacher Judy. So everyone are ready? Today we're gonna go with our first question from 2024. First of all, let's read the question. Which number is inside the triangle, the square, and the circle? So here, do you know all those three shapes? Triangle. And this is what? Square. And what's this? Circle. So here we have a lot of number. So which number do we need to find? We're gonna highlight the important number, which will be inside. So is it only inside the triangle? Only the square? No, it's inside what? All of the three numbers, right? So which means we're gonna find a number that appears in not only the triangle, but also the square and the circle. What is that number? Great. From the triangle, we have 4, 5, 7, and 9. But also, which number appears in the square as well? 5 and 7. And it also in the circle, which is only 5, right? So in this case, we know the number is 5. So for this question, we need to know what is the different shapes here. And we also need to know the requirement is the number inside all of the three shapes, which also requires us to observe very, very carefully. Understand? Good job. Alright, for the first question, actually it aligns with what we learned in the school math, Common Core as well. For example, here, according to the Common Core, in the first grade and the second grade, we need to distinguish between the simple shapes as what we mentioned before, and also we need to interpret the data in simple categories. So that means we have like the overlapping categories. So that is the combination of those two knowledge points. However, the example we have as a similar knowledge point in school math is just as simple as this. For example, we just need to know what will be those different shapes and use like different colors to represent the shapes. So as you can see here for the school math, it's only about the very straightforward questions. It's not that all of these combining together. It is only one question or one requirement to finish one question. That's very simple and not that complicated compared with the Math Kangaroo problem. All right, everyone. So now let's move on to the second question. Here we have some shapes are printed on two pieces of the glass. So Anna places one on top of the other without turning either piece. What does she see? Okay, so here, how do we solve this question? What are the keywords here? Awesome. First of all, we know they are glasses, which means when they overlap at each other, can we say both pieces? Yes or no, everyone? Yes, right? And also here, without turning either piece, what does it mean? Everyone, if we have the triangle on this corner, will it change when I overlap both of them? Yes or no? No, right? I am not turning any of the piece here. So every shape just keep on the original position, right? So now we're gonna use a method that is called elimination to solve the question. We're gonna just observe the important shape here. For example, here, we're gonna go corner by corner, or we can also start with a center thing. How about we can go with a corner first? For this corner, what should we see when they overlap together? Great job. We're gonna have this hexagon, right, which has 6 sides. So let's check. A is okay? Yes. How about B? Yes. How about C? Yes. How about D? No, right? And how about E? No, it's not okay. And then we're gonna move on to this corner. What do we have? A triangle. And what is the detail here? The triangle is pointing to the bottom, right? So let's see, A, B, C. Does it work? Yes, right? Okay, how about the next one? For this corner, what should we have? We're gonna have the hexagon as well. So let's check. A, B, C. Does it work? All of them works, right? So then we're gonna move on to the next one, which will be the triangle. And for this triangle, it is pointing to which direction? Top. So A is okay? Yes. B? Yes. How about C? No, the wrong direction, right? So we observe very clearly about all the details here, and it's not okay. So A and B, where do we need to look at? The center as well, right? So we can see here, we have a circle and we have, what is the shape? Trapezoid. So for this trapezoid, the top will be the shorter line or the longer line? Shorter. So A and B, which one doesn't make sense? B, right? Therefore, what is the correct answer here? A. So you can see here, when we want to figure out the answer, first of all, we need to understand the question. It's not turning, so we're going to have every shape on its original position. And the second thing is we need to observe every detail, corner by corner, as well as the center, to figure out the final answer. Observe very carefully, okay? All right, so now we can also take a look. This is something learned in the school math as well. So here, it is all about observation and also the spatial sense. We need to imagine their spatial relationship. So it is something we learned in the second grade and also in the third grade. It's also a combination. For example, in the second grade, we're gonna recognize and draw the shapes which have the specific attribution, and also analyze these shapes interact when moved, rotate, or combined. So here, this is the first time we learn about the rotation. And in the third grade, we also need to use the visual reasoning to solve problems involving shape, attributions, and the spatial combination. So this is something we're gonna learn in the second and the third grade. However, in school math, they will be much easier compared with Math Kangaroo, because as we mentioned before, for Math Kangaroo, we need to observe all of the details in different corners as well as in the center, and it's more complicated because we have more information. However, in the school math, we can see it's only about what? It's only about the shape itself. There's no different corners, and we just need to use a very simple shapes and combine them together. And we don't need to take a very close look at the detail. It's only the rectangle and the triangle and also the circle. That's why we can say even for the three-pointer questions, Math Kangaroo is much more complicated and more complex than school math.